Darker Days is the latest album from Peter, Bjorn, and John, who join us here in San Francisco. Peter and Bjorn,
Hey.
welcome back.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Great to see you guys
Yeah,
again.
thanks for having us. Guys.
We're down John, who's having, who's recovering from some things right now.
We're one John short. in
One
the
John,
story,
short, yeah. But you have a substitute John
Yeah.
Yeah.
John
on
Nino.
stage with you.
John Nino.
It's great to see you back performing, new album.
Yeah.
And is it kind of a routine now where you take the break and you're right, you finish a tour cycle and you go back to, okay, I'm going to go back to cooking and learning new things? Or what is your routine now after you get off a tour cycle?
I think we're gonna try to do the old routine now, as we used to, because Breaking Point took so long. So we're trying to go back to like every second year,
Yeah,
album tour cycle.
yeah,
Feels good to not have a long breaks,
yeah.
because you forget how to.
Well, what do you do
it.
during these long breaks? What did you do the last 2 years? Peter?
Last 2 years. I mean, we were working on this record
Mhm.
a lot, and also I did some solo shows and a solo record. So
Nothing
some-
recreationally or anything like that?
Yeah, but it's not so cool to talk about health.
Okay.
I think after like give me some. It wasn't that long a break. Then when we started, we just like took forever to make the record, Breaking Point. But this one we started, I think, even before we came back from the Breaking Point tour. So we've been working on it, and then we had a break. We had actually the break before the release instead, because we made videos and everything ready to go, and then we had a couple months off. So.
And obviously, Bjorn, I know that you've been quite busy in between this break too, right? Producing with Nico Case and also
right.
participating with Liv,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you've been keeping this going. Have any of those experiences contributed to the new album?
I think I did a song with what's his name, Ariel Pink, and that was quite an experience. He he was a fun dude, that was sort of like interesting to see like how he did stuff. And every guy or girl you work with brings different techniques and processes in, so you can sort of like watch and learn.
When I say 1, 2, 3, 4 in Swedish, you all gotta get up. En, två, tre, fyra!
With this album, I understand there's, like you said, a little history because you did start on this a while back. The artwork is old and you resurrected that, and it was sort of helped inform you to create material and find material in the theme of Darker Days, right?
Yeah.
What is the oldest song on the album?
Well, the oldest song I wrote is actually Silicon Valley Blues. That was written during the Breaking Point recordings, because we met Damon Albarn at some festival in, what was that, Hungary,
Yeah.
and we got really drunk, and he said something about that you should write, to make a lasting song you should write about the future. But now, of course, it's been so long since we wrote that song, so now it's not the future anymore.
Now it's the past.
Shit.
Yeah, so it's like a dystopian song, but it's kind of now.
Is he mad with you now?
I don't know if you heard it.
I know that also the relationship aspect of it was also representative, right?
Yeah, I thought more about like if you are in a relationship, like it could be a friend or a parent or a girlfriend or whatever, and then you start maybe like drifting apart. Something goes south, south of the border or whatever you call it, and then you really don't know when that happened. I realize now there was not a song about a friendship thing, but some friends you have and then you haven't seen them for 20 years. Then maybe I don't know. Maybe you're not friends anymore.
Yeah.
So when did that happen? Like, or when you drift apart as a couple or something like that. That was more my. But it's very gradually. It's getting darker every day. It's hard to spot when it's getting like pitch black.
Yeah. You guys have spoken about being a band for quite some time, and what are the thrills that you get out of this? Looking back, obviously, when you were teenagers and now men.
Old man.
Well, it's obviously like fun making music,
Yeah.
and getting better at it, and making more music makes you understand how much you can do and you don't know, and all that stuff. And then playing live is actually more fun than ever when you have more albums and songs to choose from too. So it's easier to make a nice
Varied.
Nice set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's getting better all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Last time we spoke, you guys were just getting on social media. You were talking about, getting on Instagram and all these things, right? How comfortable are you now? Are you like live streaming and we don't know it on a secret burner account?
I think Peter is a 9 out of 10. I'm like more like a 1.5.
Yeah.
1.5?
Yeah.
You got to get on the ball.
Yeah.
You did this Snapchat thing for a while. What happened with that?
Yeah. What happened with that? I was never online. I just did it in my phone.
You don't have any secret accounts that you are just like letting loose? And
I have one. Yeah, real Bjorn Yttling. I have that out there.
yeah. Well, gosh, I enjoy following you guys on the social media, and obviously your music is fantastic, and I can't wait for this show tonight. So,
thanks.
great to see you
Thank
guys.
you so much. Always nice to meet you.
Yes.
B-sides.
Peter and Bjorn of Peter, Bjorn, and John. Darker Days is their latest album. You're watching B-Sides on Air.